is Shauna Edson. I'm currently a graduate student in the Museum Education program at George Washington University. But before that, I was a preschool dropout and an unschooler up until I went to college. We always refer to it as learning from home rather than at home because a lot of time we spent going to places. When I decided I wanted to learn how to do pottery, we went to a potter and I sat on her lap and she showed me how to throw pots. We spent a great deal of time in museums because we could go when they weren't busy during the day. I grew up in the San Francisco Bay Area, so one of our favorite places, of course, was the Exploratorium. Hands-on, interactive. I'll never forget during my tornado obsession phase being able to walk into the exhibit where there was a tornado and I could put my hands in it and walk through it. And I don't remember how many hours I spent, but I remember Mom having to drag me out. So those kinds of experiences where I got to decide what I wanted to do and follow it as long as I wanted to, that I think combined with my independent nature really turned me into a lifelong learner. And that's the sort of thing that I see not happening in schools, which worries me. You know, growing up I watched my friends who had been so enthusiastic about things as younger kids, as they hit middle school and high school, everything was drudgery and homework and, oh, I have to read this book, or, oh, I have to do this report. And I'm thinking, oh, but I just went to the library and got a bunch of books on that, and that was really cool, or I got to go see someone do that, and they're going, oh, but I have to. So the idea that the same topic could be so much more interesting if you want to do it and if you're pursuing it in the way that you want, I think that idea has a lot of possibility for influencing the future of education. In terms of how to make a system work that's based on the unschooling model, obviously parents work, there are single parent families, there's probably not a reasonable way to have one teacher for every student, but the idea that the curriculum is the student's interest and drive and motivation and direction could definitely be followed. You know, my mother supervised my sister and I. My sister homeschooled as well. She gave us resources, she gave us rides to the library, she drove me to the Potter's house, but she wasn't teaching, she was facilitating, and she could work with both of us at the same time, or alternately, because she was allowing us to do things on our own. So in a system where the student's drive is the force behind what's happening, a teacher could probably be in a room with a number of students and allowing them to explore things or finding the resources or connecting them with people who are subject matter experts or, you know, otherwise involved in the field the student's interested in. But it doesn't have to be what a lot of people imagine homeschooling or unschooling to be, which is the parent over the student and the one-to-one and all of that. So I think there's definitely a lot of hope for that model. I think it will definitely need a revolutionary paradigm shift from where we are now with the sort of factory-based model of moving students through in groups by age rather than by interest or skill level or any other factors which I think are far more important to learning. So if we can either build a parallel model, maybe growing out of charter schools, maybe growing out of parent groups or communities, if we can build that parallel system so there's somewhere to go when enough people get fed up with the current system, I think there's a lot of promise there.